Hello, Tarkov. I'm gonna tell you a story.
So you think I look like this because I've been enjoying my stay here? Oh, come on, man. We all know a good story always comes with a twist. Yeah, I haven't been eating particularly healthy, you know? Have you ever seen Groundhog Day? I'm just gonna assume you have. Unless you're like a tiny wee baby. The idea behind Tarkov seems to be heavily influenced by that film. But wait, is it film or movie?
I think film is British.
Hey, you're not gonna be able to relate all that well if you just got into Tarkov, but that's only because you're a wee baby. So give it a wipe or two and then we'll talk. Mind-boggling, mentally straining dice game. I say we make this the new official description for Escape From Tarkov on all platforms. Hello? Dude! What? But I can tell what you're thinking. You're wondering why the dice game. Let me explain. See, every time your gentle feet step out of your precious hideout, the Russian gods roll a handful of dice. And guess what? More often than not, one of them is gonna have your name on it. I've been in a shittier situation. No! Wrong! I just want to take a second to appreciate all these delightful nicknames.
Immersion.
I mean, you eventually get used to losing stuff, but losing your mind, though, blah, 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 blah. So I was able to spot a connection between Groundhog Day and Tarkov, and it's related to the framework of grief. As we all know, there is quite a bit of that in Tarkov. What? Behave, Mr. Scav. Hey, behave. What's the first thing you say when you get a call from 1-800-HEAD-EYES?
My life is
Dude,
ruined.
there's no way.
I had $1 million worth of
visor.
gear on me. Holy Mary's come.
I ain't got no money, I ain't got no shit. Can't get any worse though. Oh, but it goes well beyond that. See, every few moons, the makers of Tarkov press a button on their flaming server machine supercomputer and make you start from scratch. Every piece of equipment you've hoarded in that time period is now gone. But more importantly, the scumbag traitors don't remember that you've been their faithful servant. That you went out there, no questions asked, and stuck your head out to do their dirty work. Why do I have to be dehydrated, dude? It's not like I have a chip in my neck, man. He can't trace me, what the hell? How can he know that I'm dehydrated? He's like, dude, this is for your own good. Get dehydrated, pop some scabs, report back to me, I'll give you some money. Bullshit! Forget a filthy pocket watch for prep work. Dude, you would think this is easy, but the gradual shitstorm. Man, the things I do for a pocket watch, at this point, it's really unbecoming. All of that would be okay if they could just show a glimpse of compassion. But no. And what's worse, when the big day comes, they don't remember a goddamn thing. You know how in different games, when you beat a game, then you can like go back and play it again, but with a different outcome and you're like all thrilled about it? Yeah, well imagine doing that in Tarkov for 50 fucking times. Seriously though, wipes aside, if you're a little baby, it's gonna be hella hard to deal with the fact that you've just lost your precious gear. But it's not so much that you lost it, it's how you lost it. After that, it's just that it's going so well that I got that confidence boost. Bro, I kind of forgot how that feels. I'm quite happy with it. Dude, you're about to witness! Oh, I'm a body slam you, bitch! You should never mess with a man who's not afraid to lose his AK. You see, my current journey isn't much different. Yo, low-key, this should be called delivery from the future. Think about it. The duration of denial varies, but in most cases, the next phase comes sooner rather than later. Which leads me to... Yo, fuck you, Boris, you Congratulations and welcome to stage 2. So anger manifests differently depending on your personality, but in its true form, it usually looks something like this.
What the fuck am I shooting? No, fuck! God fucking damn it!
Why? Why you fuck?
Блять, еще один у дверей стоит. АФК, сука! Петушара ебучая, блять!
With each new wipe, your threshold becomes higher until it plummets again and again and again. So at this point, you're not only angry about losing precious gear and having to do the same things, but also because more stuff in the game breaks. It's a paradox, really, because every new wipe is the beginning of the end. You think you've gotten more resilient, but Tarkov will undeniably find new ways to destroy you. Like that one time when I ran out of gear. I thought all was lost, so I went to the military base with but a dream. And you could say it was going rather well. I found a few weapons, medical equipment, and even this cool hat. The raid seemed quiet, and all I could hear was the summer breeze sweeping through the rusty hallways of the train station, so I continued my quest in peace. Content, yet careful, I made my way to one of the military buildings nearby. Little did I know that a hobo posse was forming outside.
Земляк, мы Ну-ка, блядь, иди сюда ко мне.
My luck that day was that of a socially awkward duck that ate a bunch of mushrooms and went to a rave party but then got struck by lightning and died. I engaged my enemies with full force, but sadly, the Tarkov gods had already rolled the dice. It was about that time, my dear friends, that I had unintentionally slid into phase 3. Sitting in my empty stash, my mind was overflowing with if only assumptions. See, now you're starting to question your decisions. Had I only brought that good AK, this wouldn't have happened. I knew I should have avoided rushing the dorms. I could have waited for Killa behind a box instead of taking him on with a knife. But one thing's for sure. You've lost control. Again, a big paradox. You've never had any control to begin with, dummy. You big dum-dum. So continue down this path for an indefinite time. You'll have a good raid now and then, don't get me wrong. There was that one time when I got lucky on customs and scored a few juicy kills, stashed a few guns, got some good stuff, but it really wasn't their fault that the spawns on that map don't make any sense. I won't lie, I felt a glimmer of hope that things were about to get better. Here's a question for you. Have you ever asked someone how their day in Tarkov was going and received an exhilarating answer followed by a slight chuckle of joy? If the answer is yes, then that person is either a little baby who just got this game, or a purified Tarkov War God who went through this shitstorm 1,000 times before learning to hide human emotion. You don't feel depressed after some time in Tarkov? There's something wrong with this one. This is the 4th stage of grief, and it'll hit you like a truck before you can say honorific abilitudinitatis. Everything went back to normal. Fuck me, dude. Should've just gone to bed. It's usually after you do that one final raid before bed, that one desperate attempt to end the session with a win, or if you're like me, one last swing at redemption. But instead of getting gear, I got sent back to the lobby, where I slid into a black hole of hopelessness. More often than not, this is a turning point for most players, and the time the most important question arises. Why should I even continue playing? If I hit him in the face, and he's covered in blood, he just turns and one-taps me, bro. What's the point, man? To find the answer, you'll have to look within the
Deepest, darkest depths of your apathetic self. For Tarkov had calloused your mind long enough. You've consumed all the vodka. The beef stew is no more. It's gone. You have more graphic cards in your basement than the average Ubisoft office. Look inside, a little rat. Will you embrace the suffering and the uncertainty of this treacherous city? Or will you curl up in a ball like a cute little baby hamster that just ate a pineapple? I'm asking all the questions, but as for myself, I've come to realize that deep down, I'm a really
shallow Tarkov player, man. I can't deal with the stress, so I'm just not very appreciative of the punishment I have to go through to get an ounce of satisfaction. Do you see what I mean? So, ultimately, I've made my peace with this. Well, at least I'm alive. Welcome to stage 5, may I take your order? Be careful though, and don't kid yourselves that this unquestionably means you've found a way to beat Tarkov. One of the most important philosophical questions ever. What do you think is the actual reason Voss went crazy? But I found a way to just be. I sit next to my good friend Phil over here who worries too much, and just look at the water.
Yo, call me Phil one more time, I'ma fill your face with glory holes, bitch.
Walk along the white cliffs next to the insane asylum. I even embraced the rats of reserve. I can hate all I want, but there's a reason why rats are filthy rich. One way or another, by the time phase 5 hits, you will have either stopped playing or will have become numb to all the bullshit and found your own way to have fun. Like that's even possible. There is this strange side effect of Tarkov we've all experienced at some point. It makes you think you're in control. But I think it's only fair to assume that Tarkov isn't just a game. No, it's not just a game. I think it's actually a Russian post-Cold War experiment used to test the limits of human emotion in a seemingly non-stressful environment by constantly demanding mental effort and giving breadcrumbs in return, and also including passive-aggressive dialogues poorly translated to English that make no sense more often than not, so we can only come to the conclusion that the Cold War never ended.
Are you not entertained?
I just want to let you know that the limited edition t-shirts are still available until the 4th of November. Hey, maybe you'll like them. Want to talk? Join the Discord server and ask away, my friend. And get ready for a whole new level of content. Peace!